In a California court, his parents are liable for his behavior. They should have made certain he didn't have access to a car, whether or not they were home. What's a kid that age doing with keys to a BMW anyway? As I understand it, Mrs. Melanie, it was a birthday present for his 16th birthday. She already knew this, but it never failed to anger her. What kind of parents give their kid a car like that as a birthday present? She twirled her glass around, then set it on the coaster. Jeff bought his car with his own money. Still has 2 years of payments on the thing. She laced her fingers together and pulled against her right knee. I suppose that fancy car is what helped that other kid live long enough to say goodbye to his parents. All that high-tech safety equipment. She sniffed and looked away. Maybe those parents had the right idea after all. He took a deep breath, no doubt preparing the high-pressure, take me because I'm high-powered spiel. She would force herself to listen, but knew that she could not go through with this. Melanie, I would be honored to help you fight this battle. Your son's life was snuffed out, not simply by an accident, but by careless behavior. If you take action now, and we make certain that everyone knows what has happened here, then we show the world that this kind of lax behavior will not be tolerated. At least he didn't have the gall to tell her how much money he could get her, and how it would change Sarah's life and her own. Their life had been just fine. Before. You might just save the life of another kid like Jeff. I think your son would like to leave that as his legacy, don't you? Legacy. The word snagged somewhere inside of her, and she knew she flinched a little. Les Stewart certainly saw, but Melanie didn't care. A spark of determination kindled deep inside. Every story about that other family showed how, with nothing but dollars, they were buying a legacy for their son. But she couldn't do that. She had no other choice. 2 strings of cards wouldn't last. A scrapbook wouldn't last. How else could she make certain that something of Jeff lasted when he couldn't? This would be for him. This would be about Jeff. The front door swung open. Sarah's blue duffel bag came flying through and landed in a heap. Santa Barbara Volleyball League in bright gold letters across its side. She exchanged a few shouted goodbyes back toward the driveway, then came inside, stopping almost immediately. Her eyes locked on Les. He rose to his feet and extended his hand. Hello there, young lady. I'm Les Stewart. Sarah lifted her hand but did not take his. Instead, she moved it past him and up to her twisted ponytail. She narrowed her eyes, looked him over, then crossed her arms and looked at Melanie. Who's this? Honey, he just tried to introduce himself. Melanie looked from Sarah's gray BMX t-shirt, volleyball shorts, and knee pads around her ankles, to the fancy-suited man beside her. At 6 feet tall, she was almost as tall, and not one bit intimidated. Good girl. Still, manners did matter. Mr. Stewart, please accept my apologies on Sarah's behalf. I'm sure she'll offer some herself when she realizes how rude she just sounded. Sarah glared at her. What's he doing here? Les took a step forward. Sarah, is it? Sarah did not turn to look at him, although her expression told him he was not worthy of the attention. Your mother invited me here to talk about your brother's legacy. His voice was smooth, ingratiating. My brother's legacy, huh? Sarah leaned backward so she could see out the front door. That's a pretty fancy car out there. It yours? He hesitated. Yes. Thought so. She studied his tie, looked down at his shoes. You're a lawyer, aren't you? She looked him straight in the face, daring him to prove her wrong. Yes, I am. I can help your mother make certain that Jeff's death was not in vain, that something good comes out of it. Something good like you getting a newer model Lexus?